Hey guys, I just wanted to make a quick video. I've had a bit of interesting symptoms for ovulation. So I just finished my first cycle. So I ovulated in the last few days. I've been using the ovulation strips, and I do really recommend these. I was using them before I ovulated because the prediction that they had for my ovulation was wrong on the app. Probably just due to, I mean, it's only my first period. So the more periods you can log for it, the better it knows. So I was using ovulation strips at least 3 to 4 days before I actually ovulated. And I thought, I probably won't feel it. The internet is kind of all over the place with symptoms. So I'm going to tell you my symptoms. So with the test strips, I did notice that the line was gradually getting darker. So there's a baseline, and then there's like a positive, there's a baseline, and then there's your actual test line. So the baseline is always the same color. It's either going to be a darker color or a little bit lighter. It depends which company you get it from. But the two need to match for it to be positive. So it's pretty easy. You dip it in urine, you wait 5 seconds, and then you wait 5 to 10 minutes. I usually just put it on top of I have a special jar that I use for my urine. Just because you're going to be doing tests like that a lot, I would suggest just getting a jar from the dollar store, something like that, and just wash it out and, store it somewhere with a lid. And I just put a piece of tape on it that says urine jar or test jar, whatever works for you. So the lines gradually started getting darker, and then I got 2 days of positive tests. And then the next day, the line started to fade. So when you test positive, you're high in LH. So your estrogen and your progesterone is really, really high. I felt bloating. I had bloating. I had cramps. A lot of bloating. It got uncomfortable at times. I didn't really want to do a lot. I was eating, but because I was so bloated, I wasn't eating as much. And so today, I've also had for the last couple of days some pretty severe back pain, just on one side. So just on my right side, and I've kind of taken, I've taken Advil, I have a massage gun I've used. Nothing really seems to help, so I'm actually thinking that I'm constipated. So my partner's actually buying me an enema bulb right now. I do recommend getting one of those. I have used them a bit in the past. They always recommend it because when you're constipated, I don't really want to be popping a bunch of pills and, all that stuff. It really just flushes you out, and you feel so much better afterwards. So typically what you do is use warmer water and you squeeze it all up in there and you hold it. So I usually do it in the shower. So it's just a little bit, easy to do. And you really don't have to, near the end, you need to squeeze a little bit more. But in the beginning, you're not oh my God, you're not going to burst water everywhere. I thought that when I first did it. So I'm going to be doing that today. Hopefully that helps with the back pain because it's pretty bad. And my pain tolerance is pretty high. So I'm a little concerned. But other than that, definitely some PMS stuff. My hormones are they were really, really high. So irritability, getting frustrated. There's also a level of calmness and being okay. So it's a whole mix of stuff. And really, when I read about ovulation on the internet, I kind of feel maybe some people are lying or something, but You can, I could feel it. I could definitely feel it, and I was surprised how much I could feel it. I mean, when you think about it, it's like this little tiny egg, but it's the hormones and everything that come with the release that are crazy. So, and as far as having sex during that time, really, you should be having sex like, sperm apparently lives up to 5 days in your system. I don't know if it actually lives that long. My doctor seemed to think 3 was probably more of the average. And it also depends on their sperm count, things like that. If it's lower, it's not going to live as long. But you should be having sex days before ovulation, which is actually the better way to do it. Because if you ovulate and you're like, oh, let's have sex now, they have to travel all the way up to the egg. So the egg only sits there for 24 hours. That's it. It gets dropped down. It's there for 24. I've heard 24. The most I've heard is 4 to 8 hours. I think it's just how long it takes to travel down the tube. And if sperm is already there to meet it, that's probably your best chances. So we definitely skipped a couple of days. Like, I'm older. I'm 36, so I'm not always like, my partner, they're in their 40s. We're not always going to be like, let's do it all the time. We've been trying to do it at least once every day during ovulation. We skipped a couple of days. And we kind of skipped a couple of days when right before I was ovulating. So I kind of wish we would have had sex at least one of those days. But now that I know when I ovulate, I actually do it a little bit later. Usually people do it like 14 days before their next period. Mine was a little bit later. So, all right. Yeah, I guess that's all I wanted to cover for this video. And if you guys have had different symptoms of ovulation, like, leave comments, let people know, because I found it very confusing on the internet. I'm not really sure who's writing these articles, because it should be people who actually ovulate, in my opinion. Yeah. And I will be making a video probably later to the end of this month, as far as pregnancy stuff. About my pregnancy test, if it came out positive or negative, and just what my next steps are. And yeah, I don't know. I'm excited. I think being pregnant is definitely going to be a journey. So I'm going to try to document as much as I can how I'm feeling when I'm feeling it. Because I just think it's so important to pass that information along. And if you have any questions for me, you can message me. I'm on Facebook. Obviously, this is YouTube. I'll see if my Facebook is linked up to it. You can leave me a comment. If you don't want to leave me a comment, you want to keep it anonymous, I'm pretty sure you can DM me on here, or I can share that information. I'll make sure those accounts are linked up. All right, I hope you guys are doing well and have a good holiday if you celebrate. And yeah, I will be making a new video at the end of this month. Okay, bye.